Hello, Star Wars and unboxing fans. Welcome to another episode of Darth Tuba's Star Wars Unboxing Show. I'm your host, Darth Tuba. Check out all my videos on YouTube. Make sure you subscribe, check and like, share, spread the word. Leave comments, ask questions, anything you want to see me unbox, please let me know. Also, check out my Darth Tuba's Unboxing page on Facebook. Follow me on Instagram or Twitter at Darth Tuba. Or email me, darthtuba77@gmail.com. So, today I decided to go into a little bit of the archives, although not too long ago, some of them a little longer than others, and do a little bit of kind of some random figure unboxings, okay? I do have quite a few figures that have not been unboxed yet. I don't intend on opening them all, but every now and then I do want to kind of run an episode where I do that, do some unopenings. But I do have two very big announcements, okay? The first one is I want to send out a thank you and a kudos and a well wishes to a friend of mine. A friend of mine, not only from recent years, but years gone by. In fact, a childhood friend of mine, really. We actually grew up together in the same neighborhood, and he sent me a donation that it was a very generous donation to help with the show. So I am very excited to be able to maybe do a few upgrades and maybe get a few higher priced items unboxed, which I plan to do over the next couple of weeks and months. So my friend's name is Joe Agresti. Joe, thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough for your help and your interest in the show. And here's to bigger and brighter things for everybody, and we'll see where it can go. But I am looking forward to unboxing some of the bigger ticket items over the next couple of weeks and months. And then the other thing I want to do is another first for Darth Tuba's Unboxing Show is a giveaway. And I'll talk a little bit more about the giveaway later. But basically how we're going to do this giveaway is that it's basically going to just be a comment giveaway. So in other words, leave a comment in this week's episode about the show. Anything you want. Of course, good comments are always, going to be more likely to be put in the randomizer. Hint, hint. But we will set up a little randomizer, and we will choose one winner. And once that person wins, I'll send out a reply to that person, and if that person can, we'll square away. But I'll talk about what the prize is in a little bit. Let's do the unboxings first. So we have, I don't know if you can see them from this angle, but we've got a couple of different items. So we have a Clone Wars item, which is Cad Bane, awesome figure, we're an awesome character. We have the Scarif, this is the Black Series Scarif Stormtrooper, Squad Leader. So we're going to open up that one. We have from Rebels and from the Clone Wars, but this is we call him Santa Rex, Captain Rex, but in his older years from Rebels. Awesome addition to the Star Wars Rebels show. We have, and then the last three we have are from Force Awakens. We have Unkar Plutt. Again, these are a little bit more, this one's a little bit more of a rarer figure. And we have the two more common ones. We have a Resistance Trooper. And we have from Maz's Castle, I believe, we have Hask Thug. Or I guess it's it's a Hask Thug. Brute Hask. Okay, so we'll go through each of them one at a time. All right, so why don't we just kind of start in the order that we said. Put these back like this. Don't fall down on me. Thank you. All right, so we'll start with Cad Bane. Now, for those who didn't watch Clone Wars, you merely missed out on some pretty amazing storytelling, a really great Star Wars themed stories. Cad Bane was actually a bounty hunter. It's actually a 2-pack if you count this little droid, Toto 360. Cad Bane and Toto 360 sneak inside the Jedi Temple. Bane has a well-deserved reputation as a ruthless bounty hunter. He is hired by Darth Sidious to steal a Jedi holocron. He and his techno service droid gain access to the building and break into the well-guarded holocron library. Now, I have to be honest, I really enjoyed the Clone Wars cartoon series, and I enjoyed Hasbro's run with the toys, because even if a character only appeared once or twice, oftentimes they would get a figure. Now, I know that's also because, Hasbro was desperate to make new figures, so it's really cool that they were able to come up with this. So, Cad Bane and his little Toto 360 droid, really cool. This series of the Clone Wars figures also came with a stand, and it also came with a game piece, or a special dice. Whoops, there it is right there. Okay, and as I said, it came with a stand, and then he had a little accessory, another droid, and this little guy, it's kind of hard to make out. I'll show pictures later. This little guy, he doesn't really have a lot of articulation. He just kind of stands there, but you know, that's cool. And he comes with a removable hat and weapons, and one of them just went flying. Actually, both of them just went flying. So I will get them in there. He does have holsters, so if you want to keep him in the holster, you can do that. And he has, it looks like a satchel. So what I'm going to do here, actually, just to kind of... Now, I think he's a Duros. Is I think the name of the character, a Duros. And you saw him, I think he and his, not him, not this actual character, but one of his alien type similar creatures was spotted in the Mos Eisley Cantina having a conversation with another one, and they were just kind of conversing in their own language. So they decided to make this into a figure. He comes with a cloth kind of tunic bottom. Looks like he has two pretty good stand piece. And as I said, he comes with a really interesting hat. It's kind of like a cowboy hat. He's definitely got a cowboy vibe going. Like the man with no name type of mystique. But he was definitely a villain. He was not someone you wanted to mess with. But he's a really great character, really a lot of fun. Some cool stuff with him. All right, and I love the Clone Wars animated figures are a little thinner. They have a little thinner legs, thinner arms. Okay, because there was a certain stylistic idea to them. If you've ever seen the show, the old show Thunderbirds, with the wooden puppeteer characters, like almost marionettes, that is kind of what a lot of the figures are based loosely on. And of course, with later seasons, they were able to develop them further and do more with. But all right, so we're gonna jump ahead to, I think I had the Scarif Trooper next, which was kind of ironic because this is actually not in any order. This is actually much later, but that's all right. We'll just kind of break the rules. Breaking the rules is fine. All right. Again, the Black Series figures, for those that aren't aware, the ones that are not 6 inches they're Black Series because they are fully articulated. A lot of the figures, although Cad Bane was created years ago before the Hasbro decided to break it off into 2 groups, where there's the super articulated and the only 5 points of articulation. So the Scarif Trooper is fully articulated, although you wouldn't know it to try to bend his arms. That's weird. It's again, I love the Scarif look. I think that is a great addition to the Star Wars mythos. Again, full articulated, not just arms and legs, but knees, ankles, okay, wrists, even torso a little bit. Okay, so really cool stuff there. Okay, so and stands there on his own toe. All right, so. A great character. I hope to see Scarif Stormtroopers somewhere else. I can't imagine that they only had them on Scarif. I'm hoping in future versions of, or future Star Wars stories, like maybe the Han Solo, or I should say Solo, a Star Wars story, which has just been announced. I hope to see them return in some capacity. I think that they're really neat. All right, moving on to Man, Myth, and Legend, Captain Rex. I cannot tell you how excited I was when Rex returned to the Clone Wars, and the reason being is because all during the Clone Wars TV show, he was out there with Anakin and helping Anakin. He was Anakin's friend, but you never saw him in the movies. You never saw him in Episode 3. So there was always this question: what happened when Order 66 took place? What happened to Captain Rex? He was a good guy. He wasn't just a good guy. He was like an awesome good guy. So what happened to Captain Rex? And it was scary to think that he would actually turn on all the other Jedi because he just seemed like such a good guy, But it turned out that in fact was not the case. He did not turn on his clone or on his Jedi brethren. Okay, instead he was, I guess. Well, for those who don't know the story, there was an episode, one of the last episodes actually of the Clone Wars, where another clone had discovered the chip, the inhibitor chip that was in the clones' bodies that would eventually be something where they would betray the Jedi, where they would actually destroy the Jedi. And Captain Rex, we find out later, he was told by his clone brother about what happened before the clone brother was killed. And you never know what happened from there. You just saw him kind of react to it. And then later, you see that he and a few other clones in the Rebels episode, you see that they actually took the inhibitor chip out. They actually surgically removed it, which meant that they were not susceptible to Order 66, which is great. And then it turns out that the Empire actually retired the clones and just turned to a normal trooper army. And Rex became a rebel. Now, there's a rumor that he's not only going to be just any rebel, but he's going to be the rebel that we actually see in Return of the Jedi down in Endor. There's this one rebel, like in the background, different, an actor who played it back in 1983 with a beard and a little heavy set. And there's rumor, there was some drawings that surfaced that that was a clone, and hopefully it's Rex. We shall see. I don't know if it's actually Rex or if it's another clone or if it just happens to be a coincidence that the guy looks like it. But it would be really cool if they could write him, retroactively write him into the show. So, Captain Rex, one of my favorite characters from the Clone Wars and Rebels. Happy to see him there. Okay, now we move on to The Force Awakens. And we have Unkar Plutt, 1/4 portion. And that was, of course, voiced by and acted by Simon Pegg. And there's been a little bit of there's been a little stuff recently about how Simon Pegg has been kind of commenting on his opinion towards the prequels and how he didn't really enjoy them and he didn't like them and he complained about them. And a lot of people are very upset about it and they think he shouldn't be saying that. Personally, I'm going to say, Simon Pegg, I know you probably won't see this, but you're entitled to your opinion. You're a fan. If you didn't like the prequels, I understand that. I don't think you have to be quite so, mean about it. But then again, I don't know how mean you're being. I think maybe you're just being, passionate, and people are passionate. I get that. I like the prequels. I understand you didn't. And I've been around a lot of people that didn't, but I've been around a lot of people that did as well. So I'm more of a live and let live. So it doesn't bother me. But I did like what Simon Pegg has done in both the Star Trek series and the Star Wars series as Unkar Plutt. Thought it was a great character. I'm sorry that his cut scene where Chewbacca rips off his arm was taken out. I would have liked to have seen him with that. But anyway, so we've got him here. Again, another 5-point of articulation kind of figure. I don't know what this other piece is. It looks like... I think it's... I see. I see what they are. Okay. So these pieces, some of these pieces that they each have, they actually come together with other pieces. So, like, for example, Rex's staff and this guy's thing, you put them all together and they become... Yeah, I see. Okay. They become like a tripod weapon, which I'm going to just let them continue to hold them, although, wow, this is, like, crazy. So I'll see if I can get him standing. Yeah, good. All right. So, because I don't know if I'm going to open Finn or not. So, now we have the Resistance Trooper. Always got to have at least one Army build type of action figure in your collection. All right, Army building is a big deal, okay? You want to have, like, not just one, but maybe 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It would be really cool to see that. So, this is from an earlier one. So, it looks like looks like this piece right here is part of a First Order TIE Fighter pilots and Poe Dameron, and you put them all together and you have kind of like I guess there are pieces that work by themselves, but there are also pieces that put together like different weapons and stuff. So that's kind of cool. Like, it gives you a little kind of a mini play set. Resistance Trooper, oh, poor head. He doesn't really don't try to pull his head off. It's really not. It's just a ball bearing and comes right off. So that's weird. Okay. Now, as far as this one's concerned, it looks like he kind of just runs this like a giant hand cannon. He has a handle, so that's cool. And again, I use it also as a way to help him stand, because he just stands like that. So that works as well. So that's awesome. And then lastly, but not leastly, we have Hask Thug. I'm going to read him because, a lot of the characters from Maz Kanata's castle were brief. I mean, they were just like, boom, you blink and you miss them. And I'll come back to that in a minute. But Husks are primitive aliens that prowl the shadowy alleys of spaceport towns. The Husks were ill-prepared for the evils of advanced technology or off-world vices, and many travel with their litter mates as roaming thugs, itching to make trouble. So, as I said, when Han, Finn, and Rey and BB-8 enter Maz Kanata's castle, you get a major panning shot of literally what seems like dozens and dozens and dozens of aliens, right? And you do this, and then eventually you turn up to, it's like a non-ending shot. It just keeps going and going and going and going, and then you see Maz. He turns around. She turns around. Han Solo, where's my boyfriend, the Wookiee? All right, but you see a lot of these characters like that. They just blink, and you miss them. Now, I will say, I understand the need for that in today's movie watching kind of society, because everything is faster. Everything's fast-paced. You watch movies from like the 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s, the 70s, and you see pacing slow. It's very slow on the older movies, and it starts to build and build and build. It gets faster in the 70s, faster in the 80s, faster in the 90s. So by the time you're at 2017, you're dealing with movies that tons of stuff are happening. And I think part of that is we are conditioned as people, as a movie watching audience these days, with the internet and our things on our little phones and tablets. We can catch things a lot quicker. We can also go back and watch again if we need to. Whereas back in that day, you wanted to see a character, you needed to have the camera pan on it for a few seconds so you'd know what you were looking at. So this guy definitely has a Wolfman kind of idea to it. Okay, I'm not 100% sure what this thing does. This is kind of interesting. Did I miss it? Yeah, this looks like another gun. Unkar Plut. Oh yeah. Oh, I see. It's like a little backpack. So you kind of put it on there, and it has like a little way to kind of. Again, it's neat the way that Hasbro does this. They kind of create a little piece for them to play by themselves, to use as an accessory, but then you can add it to another piece and have another accessory. So a really cool figure. Okay, it's great to have if you have an imagination, you can kind of put all the stuff together and do new adventures, and every one of those characters from Maz Kanata. I hope they all get figures because they deserve a story, every single one of them. So those are our figures, all right? Those are our openings, and I hope you enjoyed them. Now, before we go, I mentioned a giveaway. All right, so you might recall a few episodes back, those who have been watching, that I unboxed Darth Plagueis. Or I didn't really I half unboxed. I unboxed it from a mailbox package, like a brown box that somebody had mailed it to me because I had ordered it. And I took it out, and it was in a nice case. And I said, you know what? I don't know if I want to open that just yet. I think I might just let that one sit for a while. So that was that. But then something else happened. When I went to go put it back on display, I do have a little bit of a display of carded figures. So I went to find a place for it. And when I look, what did I find? But the same figure. Yes, I ordered the figure thinking I didn't have it, but in fact I did. So that is an unfortunate thing that sometimes happens to collectors. I do try to keep accurate records, but every so often a figure gets away from it. What I typically have done in the past is I've usually donated a lot of my toys, that I've made doubled. If I've got doubles or triples of, I've often donated them to Toys for Tots, and I will continue to do that year after year. I do that. It's kind of one of my fundraisers that I like to do. But I thought with Darth Plagueis, since Darth Plagueis is a little bit more of a rare figure, I thought I would do something a little different, okay? And that is this. I'm going to have a giveaway, and the giveaway prize is this actual Darth Plagueis figure. It's a very good figure. It's in good condition, okay? The card is not really, has a tiny bend on it, but with a little bit of TLC, you can, it's definitely a displayable card. It has like a tiny bit of damage on it, like a little scuff mark, but overall, a good card. But I'm an unboxing show, so I would recommend you take it and you unbox it, okay? I might even do that with the other figure, but this one I want to do as a giveaway. So here's what you're going to do. I want you to just leave a comment, okay, under this episode. Tell me what you like about the show. Tell me something you'd like me to consider unboxing. Give me some good feedback of something you'd like me to do. Okay, now mind you, this is not a full-time gig for me, and by any means. So there are certain things I can't do, but there are a lot of things that I would probably want to do. So and if I hear that you're interested in seeing that, by all means. Okay, so leave a comment, right? And then I will take all the comments, and I will take all the watchers, and I will put them in a randomizer, and then I will announce at the next episode. I will announce the person's, the YouTuber's handle, whoever wins, and then that person can reach out to me on the Darth Tuba or Darth Tuba 77 email and let me know. Okay, so my first time doing this, so please bear with me if I'm not doing it as well as other people do. And I don't plan on having giveaways all the time unless our viewership goes up. But so again, I'm going to put giveaway in the subject matter, so we'll see what happens there. Okay, but like I said, leave a comment. At present, I don't get very many comments, so you may have a really good chance of winning this if you leave a comment. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. Okay, so again, this will we'll give it till the next. We're not going to do a 3-day thing. We'll do it for 6 days. So like whatever day I leave this, I'm not sure at the point of this recording if we're going to be uploading on a Sunday or a Wednesday, but we'll give it 1 week. Okay, so if I upload it on a Sunday, you have until the following Sunday to make that call. Okay, and then I will take all the answers from that point, that week, and then when the next recording that I do, that happens. Remember, I do some of these in advance, so it might take a few weeks, but I will announce the winner. I'll announce the handle of the winner, and I will reply to that person as well once I've announced it. Okay, so hope you'll do it. Again, Darth Plagueis the Wise. All right, and I hope you enjoyed the unboxing of these figures. They will find a great space in our display area, and that'll do it for today's episode. It's a little bit longer today. Thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, share, get the word out. Follow me on Darth Tuba Star Wars Unboxing page on Facebook or on Twitter and Instagram at Darth Tuba, or email me darthtuba77@gmail.com if you have any requests or questions. And again, be sure to leave comments for this episode to win your Darth Plagueis. So that'll do it for today. So once again, thank you so much for watching, and may the Force be with you.